communist mayor Zohran Mamdani gave a humiliating press conference where he was forced to admit that New York City is flat out broke. Actually, they're worse than broke. The city has a budget deficit of over $12 billion. And Zohran's face is full of shame, terror, horror, and regret as he finally realizes he is way in over his head, and his supporters are never getting the communist utopia that he promised. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel, but let's get right into Zohran admitting that New York City is on the brink of collapse.
Good morning. I want to speak directly to New Yorkers who have for too long been misled and misinformed about the true state of our city's finances. I will be blunt. New York City is facing a serious fiscal crisis. There is a massive fiscal deficit in our city's budget to the tune of at least $12 billion. We are dealing with vast figures and statistics that can often feel intangible. I want to place them into a historical context so that the scale of the crisis is clear to New Yorkers. For reference, the budget gaps we are facing today are higher than they were at the height of the Great Recession. And when compared to the pre-pandemic 10-year average, some of these projected deficits are over 300% higher. This is not business as usual. This is a historic challenge.
Smash the like button if you love those delicious communist tears. In 2020, New York City had a budget surplus of $5 million, respectable. And this year they have a budget deficit of $12.6 billion. Why? Well, because of Joe Biden's crippling inflation combined with giving infinite welfare to infinite migrants. New York City was infamous for housing migrants in luxury hotels and giving them $10,000 cash cards. And that doesn't even include the free food, the free health care, the free education for their children, free transportation services, free legal services, just inordinate amounts of welfare paid for on the backs of the United States taxpayer. This is the crux of the illegal migration crisis that cuts through all the feelings. It is fiscally unfeasible and unsustainable to import tens of millions of migrants who require the entire suite of welfare services just to survive in our country. And because the middle class has been essentially hollowed out of every major city, the only residents in New York are the haves and the have-nots and nobody in between. The only way you can live in New York City is if you're rich enough to afford it or you're poor enough to qualify for welfare to subsidize it. And so the overwhelming bulk of the migrant crisis was dropped right in the black neighborhoods. Also, upper class, posh white liberals could virtue signal and boast about their compassion.